Hey everybody, Scott here for the Helix channel. It is Friday. You know what that means? It's Freeset Friday. And today I took a request. Hector emailed me and he sent along some videos of some people over in Asia demonstrating the new Helix LT, and they had this one preset called Eternity, and it was a wicked sound, very otherworldly, not very guitar-y at all actually. Very guitar processory, but you know, it kind of sounded to me a little bit like one of the old Zoom presets from back in the day. You know, not very realistic depiction of a guitar, but a really cool sound. So he asked if I could replicate that. I said I'd give it a shot. Want to see my shot? All right, let's check out Eternia, the original preset that I'm copying this from. Not really copying, really. I'm trying to replicate it or recreate it. It was called Eternity, and I think it might be, what do you call it? A factory preset on the new LT. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm gating it because if you don't gate it, you get some sort of, annoying sizzly sounds, especially on in between pickup position on a Strat here. Volume pedal is set up so that you can do swells, which is swell. The 3-band comp is the reason for the season. It makes everything possible. I'll play you with it and without it in a second. I'm using some pitch shifting, quite a bit actually. A pair of them, one that goes negative pitch on top, positive pitch on the bottom. I love the way that sounds. Jazz rivet on top. Fairly bright sounding, but for the most part, standard, fair. Heavy duty gain blocks. I've got some of those going on because when you, in the using of the 3-band comp, I'm cutting a bunch of mid-range and low frequencies, and I have to return some of the volume elsewhere. So I'm returning some here at the end of the IR, and also in some of the effects as well. I'm adding, here, 1 dB there, 1 dB here, 3.3 dB at the 3-band comp, so it helps. I'm also adding some at the end of the top signal path. Bottom signal path happens with a, Studio Tube Pre, and it's set up fairly simply. Roll that back a hair, just a little more. I don't want to cut so much low end. Another gain block, which is needed. Another compressor, just because I want more compression. This is a big kind of sound. It's got big reverbs and big delays and lots of noise gating going on. So anyway, let me play you this without the 3-band comp. Turn my volume on here. It's a nice sound, but it's kind of bottom heavy. I'm not doing any EQing, no external EQs. All the EQing is coming from the 3-band comp. And when you take a look at it, you can see what I'm doing. Removing a ton of lows, a bunch of mids, bringing back some highs. And when I play it with it on, I've got to turn my volume up on the big knob quite a bit to recoup, but you'll hear the difference. So it's a really interesting sound. It sounds, doesn't sound real, not a real guitar sound. But it's interesting. The three-band comp really makes a difference. And if I were to roll the mid gain back up to -10, it would sound more like a normal guitar. And you can, go nuts. Bring my volume down over here because it's going to get louder. It sounds more like. So you don't have to go as extreme as I do with it. You can stop here if you want. Or you can go hog wild with it. Just gotta crank up the. So it all depends on how much of the low end you want to remove. And the mid gain takes out low end and mid range. So it's kind of a catch-all for a lot of the bottom end and mid range frequencies of the guitar. It can return quite a bit of them. And if I go to the neck pickup, it has a totally different character, but I personally like it when it's taking a lot out. It's an interesting sound. So there you go. Download this, monkey around with the three-band comp, and see what you can come up with yourself. There you go, everybody. Another fun Freeset Friday. If you would like this Freeset, just go to my website. Right there. Go to the Helix presets. Click on it. Little free presets will pop down. It'll be the one on the top left. And it'll tell you which IRs. Just one IR. Just the Fender. 65 Twin. 3A. And, you can put whatever IR you want in there. Honestly, a high watt 5A would sound good in there. A Vox 1A or 3A or 5A or the Roland JC120. Any of those would sound great in there. So, just a good clean IR. You could take the IR out altogether. Since it's a totally clean preset, you're not going to have any of those weird artifacts that you get when you remove an IR from an overdriven patch. It's up to you. Do what you like. I don't give a shit. So, I will be back on Monday, and I think I'm going to do another little tune. I'm going to get back to it. Little In the Mix Monday action for you. Probably using the little chord progression that I demonstrated on this thing. I kind of liked it. You can still pre-order the David Gilmour Volume 1 presets. There's a link in the description. Click the Show More tab. It's right there on top. I'm going to the rehearsal room tomorrow to set the volumes, or Sunday if they're open Sunday. I have to call. That reminds me. Hey, remind me to call. There's nobody over there. I hope it happens. Anyway, have a good weekend. I will see you on Monday. And until then, rock on.